Hello everybody, and Happy New Year. I think I can just about get that in. I think you're allowed to do that up to the 14th, aren't you? Hope everybody had a great time over the festivities and holiday period. So we're back. Let me just tell you now that I did my ham radio license test, I passed, and I'm just waiting for my call sign. Well, I'm actually waiting for the certification. You got to wait. It's a snail mail thing. Not a lot you can do about it. That's just the way it works. And then I'll be able to get my call sign. But in the meantime, I've got a little package here I want to unwrap with you because it's a package and it needs unwrapping. I could say it's a baggage and it needs debagging, but it might be seen as inappropriate. I do like this big old bag. Oh, I do like this big old bag. It's a little bit big for my my desk here, but we'll make this work. Okay. So yeah, this is what we got. Yeah, a couple of these are PL259 compression. So a couple of these. They look nice. Now let me just show you what one of the cheaper PL259s look like. Yeah. I thought I had to solder this end. Maybe there's something on there that I need to solder. That looks like it's a rounded off end. Where on these cheap Chinesiums, it's like this, and you know this does heat up, and this sort of moves around a bit in here. But if you're careful, these can still work for you, and for now they have been working for me. But I decided, because I put up an antenna outside, and I'll show you at the end of this, I decided that what I was going to do was I was going to get some of these compression to remember which way these come out. It's good I'm recording it, isn't it? Get some of these compression. Oh, here we go. Yep. So just I don't think I. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. I don't think there's any soldering going on here. Let me just turn that down. Oh, no, didn't actually turn it down. What I did was just listen to some stuff on the old 70 centimeters. I think they've cleared the channel now. Yeah, so how does this go? I'm not quite sure how this goes together, but I'll tell you what, we're going to stick this back in the bag, and I can figure it out from that one. Also, I'll have to look online, but this is, yeah, so this is super duper compression, made in Italy. Mussolini and, not Mussolini, Messi and Paoloni. I'll stick it up on the screen. Even though I've upgraded to Windows 11 and it's just turned the screen off. It does that now after about a few minutes of non-looking at it. It turns the darn thing off. So this cable, because really I should be using thicker cable, because as you go up in frequency, the losses are no good, but this cable is the compromise, and I actually think it's too big still to go through my window. I do have a thing that they call a pass-through, but I just don't like the look of it, and I'll show you it as soon as I can get my beady eyes back on the darn thing. It seems to have evaded capture at the moment, but I'll stick one up on the screen from the one I bought, and so you get to see it. There you go. Look, this is what they call a pass-through. I'm not sure how much difference it's going to make, but I do know that but coming off the one side, coming into it, yeah, this will be going on the antenna, stuffed up the bottom of the antenna, and then the other end will be coming onto my pass-through, because this cable looks a bit thick. Now if you want to compare it to RG8, RG58 even, so this is the RG58, this is what I got on my antenna at the moment, and that's the size difference. Ooh, we're gonna throw the camera off. So yeah, so that's the size differences. It's quite a big difference there, and I can get this just to go through the window frame jam part, you know, at the top, but this isn't going to be the case. Now, have a quick little look at this. Look, I'll show you what this is like on the inside. Just take a little bit of this off. Always be careful how you do this sort of thing. You don't want to end up being the embarrassed one at the hospital because you've just managed to cut yourself. One of my biggest fears, that is. Done it before as well. Did something really stupid a long time ago. Pushing a caravan with my friends, and I said, hey, whatever you do when you're pushing it, don't push on the glass. And they said, no, not that daft. And I said, come on in, 1, 2, 3, push. And I pushed on the glass and went through and put a big old cut in me. I'll show you one day in the summer when the t-shirt's on. Too cold to start getting undressed now. But there you go, so that's what you get, you know, with the cheaper RG58. It's not the most expensive RG58, it's pretty much one of the cheapest RG58 off eBay. I know what some say, well, you only get what you pay for, you're absolutely right. This, when you think about the losses that you get on the RG58 compared to this, they are quite similar. But then they're not, because the screening on this is thicker, it is better screening, and I'm hoping to show you if I can get this to, here we go, look, try and do it on this. It's because I've got the camera right in front of me and I'm scared of just knocking it off. It's not because it would damage you, it's just a pain in the backside, isn't it? So let's just try and squeeze this out of its jacket a little bit. So I could have got 213 RG 213, but that's thicker cable. I think that's like 10 mil or something. And because I'm going up in frequency, really this cable is not the ideal. It's a compromise. It's a compromise on size, it's a compromise on everything just for the moment. Right, yeah, I've got that, off there. So, if I were to pull that back again, and you look at the difference between that and that, this is, just trying to, so the braid outer on this, the screen, is a lot better than what this is. And there's also this tin foil screen as well. And what that means, that's thick tin foil that is that this will be better at keeping dodgy signals out. That's what the screen's for, that's what the shield's for. It's to keep the riffraff out. You don't want other signals getting into your inner wire, travelling into your transceiver. And so having a better screen, having a better, that does help. We've got a thicker conductor there as well. You compare tip to tip, look. Look at the differences on those conductors. In the middle, just trying to get this in the camera. Yeah, you see the differences there. It's So yeah, that's what we got going on here. No. Oh, I'll just whip that off. You get to see that. Let me just twist it together because it's going to be easier. And I'll just whip this off. Now this other RG58 stuff, the thinner stuff, that's all right. I mean, that's all right for the HF stuff, the you know, like up to 30 megahertz. That's all right. It's not the best for it, but it's okay. You get more losses as you go up in frequency on these cables, and that's what we want to try and eliminate, because I got losses anyway on my little handheld, which is over there. Look, little tiny Yaesu thing. It's only 5 watts of power, and then I'm going to be feeding that out to a Diamond X300, which is the little handheld over there. It's digital, it's FM, and it's also 70 centimeters and 2 meters. And I'll be feeding that out to the antenna that's outside. I'll show you in a minute. And that's a Diamond X300, like I say. And by the time it gets there on this cable and it's going out, it's going on a higher frequency, you know, there's quite a lot of losses there. But fortunately, the Diamond X300 has on 2 meters, it's got a 6.5 dB gain. It's got 9 dB on the 70 centimeters. So with this cable being in there, yeah, it's going to help make the best use of the power, the 5 watts that comes out of that little radio on that. So that's what we got, guys. So I'm going to show you the antenna now, and I'm going to wrap up the video, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these on the ends, and then we'll yeah, we'll start making more videos and get more videos coming out, because it's time to get back focused in on that. I had to focus in. I've had some of this. I'm glad to say that they, you know, I know they haven't really listened to me, but I said, Pat, testing, it doesn't sound right. Portable appliance testing. It's not just portable appliances. Anyway, they've changed the name of it. Electrical equipment testing. Excellent. And the fella that's arranged me to go on the course, it actually starts in March now, because I've got a whole bunch of other training I've got to do between now and March. And that's for becoming self-employed, and the books and all this sort of stuff I've got to be keeping on top of, because I don't want to go into self-employment and then fall foul of the law. Because in this country, as you probably know, you can get away with some heinous crimes, it seems, at the moment. But if you mess up on your taxes or your council tax, anything like that, they'll, or an upsetting tweet, they'll send out the cavalry at you. Anyway, so right, I'm gonna I want to do a little short video. I'll put in one of these together. Quite curious now, but I'm gonna show you outside now. Show you the antenna. Show you my temporary little setup. You can laugh, fair enough. But let's go and have a look at it. So forgive the mess. The polythene is down with the cushions on them, because all this was just growing thick through brambles and stuff. So for the last couple of years, I've had this double layer of thick polythene down to kill off the stuff growing underneath. All right, that's my ladder. That gets me up the side of here, and here, as you will see, I'm quite proud of it. It's only a temporary. What I did, I'll tell you what I did, right, was I was trying to figure out, well, how do I do this? And I got a mate, and he dropped off a couple of these scaffold poles. The first one he dropped off was the big long one. Yeah, and then the second one is the shorter one. So I said, he dropped off the big long one. I said, hey, it's too long. He says, well, they've gone now. He says, I can't really change it. He says, but there's another one they've left behind in case you want it. 25 quid. Hey, when I looked, it was cheaper to get it like this, 25 quid. So he's bought me the short one. But the idea was, right, temporary to start off with. I used the clothesline, the pole from a clothesline, You know, one of them ones that opens up into a square thing at the top and you put your washing all around it. Well, that's what I use there. Yeah, I know it looks like it's just strapped together, but I don't know why I bother putting them back on again. That's how I had it to start off with before we got the brackets. Now we got a couple of brackets on there. This, I drilled a hole in the top, and I filled it full of mud, packed it down with mud, and that's what's holding it. It's very, very hard to move this thing, but it is, for all intents and purposes, mobile, which means in this little tiny cell of a garden I've got, which I'm going to try and have to figure out how to get an end fed half-wave long wire in here, sort it out at some stage, maybe up in that tree over there, I don't know, I'll figure something out. But so this is me pole. It's a fiberglass heavy duty telescopic. It's only 20 feet, and then it goes up to the up there. If I just, I don't know, oh yeah, there we go. Gotta come back down again before I break my back. Yeah, so that's the antenna. And what I gotta do now, or tomorrow, because it's getting a bit later in the day now, I just might not be bothered, is I gotta reduce all this down to its smallest size, take off the antenna, get to where the PL259 is, undo it, and feed through the other wire. I don't know if you can see that wire. There, you see the wire in the picture? Feed it through. It goes through at the top of the window. So I'm going to stick a pass through there. I'll have to take that down first and measure it. Make sure I've got enough wire. I got enough wire. I just want to, you know, I don't want to do it so it's flapping about too much in the wind down here. But there we go. So that's my antenna. That's its location. That's how I got it sorted out. Works pretty good. There are people from all over the place, and when I had a JPC 12 up there, oh yeah, listening to loads on the HF. But now I've just got a homemade dipole up in my attic up there. And you see the outside of my place? Look, see this? For some reason they started the roof off halfway down the building, and so I can't stick K&T up there or anything with the antenna on there. Or possibly not able to do it there. That means I've got to get into a neighbour's garden, which is over there, and you know, we're not talking very well. She doesn't like me at all, which is fine. So I've got cats that run around and she doesn't like the noise I'm making. Yeah, it's just one of them. Right, I will I'm gonna shut my gate up, door locked and stuff, and I'll yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, guys, and I'll have that up there. I'm not going to do a video of putting it up there because the things I'll be doing, like leaning that old gate, slippery gate against there and climbing up it and doing stuff. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that, you need someone to hold a ladder, blah 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 blah. Listen, I grew up on a council estate and we had to improvise everything. So you just improvise.